listeners, readers. Just kidding. Totally can't do it with the hood on. Today, I'm really excited. I'm talking about one of my favorite authors. I haven't read anything of his for a long time. Don't know why, but I really love his work. His name is Nicholson Baker. He wrote this book called The Mezzanine. This is his very first novella. You can see that it's very short. Most of his work is either very short or very long. He wrote something called Human Smoke, which is like a gigantic tome. But he really specializes in these teeny short books. This book called The Mezzanine, it is essentially the story of a guy taking a ride up an escalator. That's it. It's like 150 pages of a guy on an escalator. Doesn't really sound that engaging, but I will tell you right now, this is an unbelievably great book. It was published in 1988. It's a part of that kind of a hyper intelligent, sort of hyper masculine postmodern moment in the 80s when you have David Foster Wallace and Thomas Pynchon and everyone's writing, page long footnotes. And in fact, our friend Nicholson Baker is not a stranger to the page long footnote. But the thing that saves me from sort of like being off put by the hyper intellectual, hyper masculine piece is the fact that Nicholson Baker is so funny. It is so funny. His observations are also uncanny and just incredible. If you want the rest of your life to be, some tiny bits of your life to be forever altered, Nicholson Baker is your guy. As always in these recommendations, I'm going to give you a little taste of the pros. I'm not going to give away any giant spoilers about the trip up the escalator. We're going to read the opening sentence as we always do. At almost 1 o'clock, I entered the lobby of the building where I worked and turned toward the escalators. Carrying a black penguin paperback and a small white CVS bag, its receipt stapled over the top. At first blush, this is maybe not sounding like an absolute masterwork of observational humor, but I have to say the thing that really got me is the CVS bag. Of course, the penguin paperback, you can picture kind of that black spine with the little oval. I think it's maybe orange, but you have that kind of resonance. But it was the white CVS bag that really won me over. I'm actually going to dive into what is a footnote. This is a footnote, and I'm once again have forgotten my glasses, so you're gonna have to bear with me. My strategy with glasses is just to never get my eyes checked and just to buy a whole assortment of readers and have them everywhere. And recently, I've been needing them more and more. Go figure. Also, I will say, if you have readers, you're gonna need them for the mezzanine because there are a lot of footnotes. These glasses look particularly good with the sweater that I am wearing. This pair I bought a million years ago because I figured I just loved them at the time. Don't love them so much now. I loved them at the time, and I was like, wait, if I buy myself readers when I'm like 38 years old, then by the time I need them, first of all, they'll be there, and second of all, they'll make me feel better about having to wear readers if I like them. Now these I got in a pharmacy in Paris. These look pretty cute from the front. I mean, they look fine. These are another pharmacy grab here in the United States. These are another pharmacy grab. They just don't look that good from the side. It's like some sort of, I don't know, some kind of like turquoise. They actually look better. I'm just telling you right now. They look even better. If you can imagine, they look better on screen than they do IRL. These might be the best of all. They also have the best story, which is that my 8-year-old son, well, he was 8 at the time, he's now 21, he saw them at the grocery store and really wanted them for Christmas. This is what he really wanted for Christmas. And they were right there at the grocery store, so he got them for Christmas. I still sometimes ask if I can borrow them. He'll be around and I'll be like, hey, can I borrow your glasses? Just because it's too good. They're also like a +3, which just makes everything look completely insane to me. When I pull a sock on, I no longer pre-bunch. That is, I don't gather the sock up into telescoped folds over my thumbs and then position the resultant donut over my toes. Even though I believed for some years that this was a clever trick taught by admirable, fresh-faced kindergarten teachers, and that I revealed my laziness and my inability to plan ahead by instead holding the sock by the ankle rim and jamming my foot to its destination, working the ankle a few times to properly seat the heel. Why? The more elegant pre-bunching can leave in place any pieces of grit that have embedded themselves in your soul from the imperfectly swept floor you walked on to get from the shower to your room. While the cruder, more direct method, though it risks tearing an older sock, does detach this grit during the foot's downward passage, so that you seldom later feel irritating particles rolling around under your arch as you depart for the subway. I don't know about you, but I love this sort of painstaking. Oh, wait, I'm actually not going to break this down for you. I hesitate to say that it feels a bit like Seinfeld because I generally am not a huge fan of observational humor, but for some reason in Nicholson Baker, maybe because the prose is so inventive and interesting and I find the observation so charming, and the tone is just so good, I just really cannot get enough. I neglected to let you know that, yes, this is a book that is about someone on an escalator, but there are, of course, there's a slightly wider breadth of information that we are exposed to as he is thinking his thoughts and having both, concerns and anxieties and flash forwards and flash backwards. So if this appeals, if you're interested in something that's really, really smart and that will make you see the world in a slightly different way, definitely check out The Mezzanine by Nicholson Baker.